My name's Aaron, and I grew up in Portland, Oregon, and I now live here in Seattle, Washington. Seattle is a winter wonderland right now. There's people skiing, snowboarding, some are going on walks, some are sledding. It's a lot of snow. It's great, it's really fun. Yeah, and I've also seen people driving, which has been weird because that's a big mistake. When I lived in Salt Lake, when my family was in Portland, I would drive that route. And so one time I drove back for Christmas. However, the area had not really had any snowstorms up until this day. And so I was driving back to Salt Lake from Portland, and 5.5 hours into your drive, you hit Pendleton, LeGrand, Eastern Oregon area. And so to drive between Pendleton and LeGrand, there's a mountain range called the Blue Mountains, which you have to pass through. And so 5.5 hours into my drive, I passed Pendleton, and I see there's snow up on those mountains, and those are the mountains that I have to get through. And so as I'm coming up on my first climb, I hit a piece of ice, and I tried to veer right with the road, but I ended up going straight into a little patch of field. And I was there for probably half an hour until a city worker saw me and shoveled me out. And so as I'm climbing, there's a pass up there when you get to the very top. So you just need to keep going through it, and that's exactly what I was doing. And there's an 18-wheeler next to me on my right, and it began overpassing me. And as it was passing me, I could see it shake a little bit. It was getting a little too close for comfort. And eventually it did. It sideswiped me. I kept driving, and at the end of the pass, there's a three, I believe it's either 3 or 5% downgrade. And I was in a little 1996 Toyota Corolla, no chains, bald tires. It was just not good. And so as I'm going, I hit a piece of ice, and it must have tilted my car 4 or 5 degrees to the right. And I thought, well, there's nothing I can do. And so I got out. Luckily I had phone service, so I actually called a tow company to come and get me, but I had like $100 to my name, so I didn't even know how I was going to pay for it. But then some guy came with his truck and lifted me out. So I learned my lesson that day. So now when it snows, the last thing I'm going to do is drive. I'm going to go sledding, I'm going to go for a walk, I'm going to throw a snowball at someone. Take it from a guy who lives somewhere where it snows a lot. Do not drive. Instead, opt for taking a snow day and enjoy it while it lasts.